When did Keyshawn get hurt since he wasn't on the PUP list?
Well, he just was feeling a little tightness, and just like most guys, we're going to be cautious, get a scan, and make sure he's good to go. But he should be out there today.
Okay, is he gonna be able to come back?
Yeah, same thing. He felt something in individual, and so we're just being cautious with him, and we'll have a little bit better idea once he goes through the testing today, but he will not be out there.
Matt, what happened exactly when Musgrave went down this spring? Do you remember the play, or just exactly kind of what happened there?
Yeah, he was just doing a basic individual drill and felt something, and so obviously we investigated further, and we're just hoping that it'll subside and over time.
I know it's still early, but how have you seen Zaire and Cooper's skill sets mesh and kind of them build their chemistry as they've gotten out?
Well, yeah, Z's played a ton of football, and I think you can feel his presence and his veteran leadership, not only in the linebacker room or on defense, but amongst the team. So I think he'll be a great guy for everybody in that room to kind of lean on in terms of his experience and what he's seen in this league.
Does he maybe allow you to do a little bit more with, not that Quade wasn't an experienced guy, but does all that Zaire's done, does that maybe allow you to do a little bit more with Cooper?
I don't know. I would think like right now we're all focused on learning a new system, and there's a natural evolution, I would say, in our game every year with an idea of what you think it's going to look like and where it goes to. And I think we're kind of working through that process right now.
He had talked about how he had wanted to get Zaire for a while. What have your interactions been like with him?
Really positive. I think from day one, just when we got him, sitting down with him and trying to get to know the guy. But it's not a secret as to why he's had so much success. I mean, you can see it, just his approach when he enters the building, how engaged he is in meetings, and then the guy loves to practice, and you can't have enough of those guys.
What did it mean to get Isaiah extended too? Because we talk so much about Cooper and Frank and everything, but having him.
Yeah, McDuffie's a glue guy. I mean, he's the epitome of what we want everybody to be in this program. I mean, he's from day one. He loves football. He's a great teammate, and I just think it speaks to his character. So you just can't have enough guys like that.
Matt, what do you think Sky Moore can potentially bring to your team this year?
Well, I think you saw a little bit of flashes yesterday, and granted, we're still early in the process, but certainly he's proven it as a returner. But I do think there's more out there for him on the offensive side of the ball, so we'll see where it goes.
Looked like you had a lot of cat and mouse at the line of scrimmage yesterday right off the bat, with Jordan making calls and kind of switching the plays and whatever. How did you think the offense reacted to some of the pressure looks? They're dropping out, they're coming. Did they pick up where they left off from this offseason? Yeah, I think there was a lot of learning that transpired over the course of the offseason. I think JG does such a great job of giving you, we talked about it today, just some of the disguises. Like, you can't tell, are they coming, are they not coming? And that's only going to get amped up the further we move along into training camp. I mean, obviously, day one, you've got a very limited menu. That'll pick up today, and as we transition in some of those, past situations, some of those looks can get pretty exotic. Do you need to do a little bit more of that since you opened against Flores?
You can't get enough of it when you're going against a guy like that can throw anything at you. So, yeah, I definitely think that'll help us, early on in the season.
We have a long snapper today?
Excuse me?
We have a long snapper today?
I know we're working out some guys.
Matt, Tucker Kraft's improvement as a player has been obvious, but he also seems like he's become a really confident guy without also being kind of a jerk about it.
Oh, what did you want to say, Rob? You should have just said it,
If this wasn't live streamed, I would. But the evolution of him as a sort of a leader and a confident guy in that room, where do you think that comes from, and how have you seen that develop?
Yeah, I think just I think it comes from the work that he puts in, and I think I said it yesterday, he doesn't shy away from the work. And I think, just over time, he's got more comfortable, I think, and is matured, and there's a reason he was voted a captain last year, and because everybody sees it, what he does, how he treats others in the building. He's right along the lines of Isaiah McDuffie.
What did you think of that pass by Drones yesterday, and what do you think ultimately, in the long run, with some development, you might be able to get there?
Well, it was an extremely athletic play to escape the pocket, and he threw a dime right there in the back corner of the end zone to Isaiah Nair, who made a great catch. But I think he's got a big learning curve in front of him. So I don't want to put it too far out there. Certainly, he's a talented guy, but he's going to have to prove it every day.
Brandon Cisse took a lot of the first team reps yesterday. What have you seen from him that you like?
A lot. He's, first of all, the skill set. I think we can all see that. But he's a guy that's hungry. For a young guy, he's a pretty mature kid. But yeah, he loves football. That's the best way to put it. And he's going to get better and better and better the more reps he gets.
Keyshawn Nixon has grown this offseason, now having a full year under his belt at outside corner.
Yeah, I thought he's played some really good football for us. So it'll be great to get him back out there today.
What's the value of having someone like that back in the room today, out there on the field, rather than just being off?
Well, he's got a ton of experience under his belt, and certainly knows how we want to do things around here. And so excited to see him out there competing today.
You're learning a new defense. You've obviously had experience with that a couple of other times in your tenure. How do you streamline the process or accelerate the process, or is that it just takes the time it takes?
Yeah, I would say it takes reps, just like anything else in life. And, there's a lot of learning going on, but I thought our guys did a really nice job from a coaching standpoint, and the players were receptive to it in terms of just the foundation we laid in the offseason. I think that's one of the key benefits to an offseason program, is to just so that's not the first time they're hearing it when they come to training camp.
Xavion Williams playing in the receiver room this season.
He's going to compete to get as many reps as he can. I thought he had a good first day, but you got to do it consistently. Certainly, he's a guy that we are high on coming out in the draft. I thought he had some flashes last year of some really key and big plays. Most notably in that Giants game, he caught a huge third down jump ball type situation. So it's fun. It's going to be fun to see his growth throughout the course of the preseason.
And are there guys you will try to develop on the offensive line at one position? And I'm talking about backups. I know you have your 5 and they're going to play there, but do you want to still just shuffle them around like crazy?
No, I don't think you ever want that, but it's just the nature of it. And certainly, if you're not entrenched in one of those starting roles, the more you can do, it makes you more valuable. So I would say it's going to be pretty fluid in regards to how we rotate those guys along the front.
Is that what you've done in the past?
Yeah, dependent upon what each guy can handle.
During the practices when the pads aren't on, what are you looking for from the edge rusher group as you evaluate their play?
To work an edge, not to go through the offensive lineman. I mean, that's been some lengthy discussions. There's been a lot of examples shown, and I get it. It's football. Stuff happens, but we don't want to see any bull rush out there. It's just hard to do when you don't have pads on. And there were a couple instances yesterday where guys were in that position, but I thought they did a good job of that point instead of just continuing to drive the offensive line into the lap of the quarterback. They pulled off, and that's kind of what we're looking for.
I know that you do extensive research into who you want as your defensive coordinator, but what do you think has most surprised you about this time with Gannon that maybe you didn't realize during the hiring process?
I wouldn't say anything surprised me. I mean, I had a pretty good idea of the man we were getting when we got him. But he understands football. He understands offensive football, which I think is, it's imperative when you're in one of those roles. You better know the other side of the ball. And he understands the importance of trying to give similar looks and have different things off of that. So I think he does a great job. He's a great communicator. He holds these guys to a high standard now. It's the tape's the tape. It is what it is. And, yeah, he's not afraid to just hold it to that.
Matt, the Guardian Caps have a new look to them this year. Is there any new science behind it? Do you like the way they look better than last year?
I don't really. That's none of my concern. Not to like dismiss your question, but like that's the least of my worries.
What's next for Jordan Love? What's the next step in his evolution, if there is that next step?
I just think I think every player can improve in some facet. I think one of the things that he's been really focused and conscious of throughout the course of the off season and on his own in the summer is just trying to play with as much balance in the pocket as he can, and knowing that there's going to be times where you get moved off the spot, but when you can you maintain that balance? Because I think that one thing you see from, let's say, majority of quarterbacks in the league, when they are balanced in the pocket, they're going to be more consistent and more accurate over time.
Yeah, just one question about the offensive line from a few minutes ago. Back when you had Bakhtiari here, you had Rashid to be the backup, then you had Jordan Morgan to be the backup the last few years. What are you looking for in a backup left tackle? Would you like to have a pure tackle to stick in there, or would you be comfortable moving player A over there and kind of shifting things around? Or do you have a preference?
You guys know what I'm going to say, right?
I know the best.
I mean, but that is the reality of it. It's just like you try to get the best 11 out there on the field. We're trying to put our best players who can help us play winning football. And so, in terms of what, like, I guess I don't really totally understand your question in terms of what you look for in a backup left tackle. I mean, obviously, if your backup has starter ability, that's what you want. And so you train those guys, and hopefully they can go out there and perform at a starter level.
Yeah, poorly asked, but I guess would you prefer to have like a Brant Banks, a guy you can just have be that guy, as opposed to moving your starting right guard over there? Then, I mean, was there something that you'd rather do than the other, or is it purely whoever gives you the best chance to win?
You answered the question. I would just say, yeah, like you're going to put your most talented players out on the field to hopefully give you the best chance to win.
You talk about, some guys stepping up in bigger roles this year. One of them probably will be Matthew. Just what excites you about, what he's taking that next step to maybe take that next step in the offense? And he's talked about that he's ready to take that next leap. Just what excites you about year two and maybe the playbook, kind of slowing down for him too?
Yeah, I think that you said it right there. I think just the experience, he's been in big moments. He's had some big time plays in big moments, and just can hopefully continue to build upon what he did, especially in that Chicago game. I thought he went out there and he balled out, and he played with the play style. That's one thing that we always talk about with no matter what position group you're playing at, is it the style of play. And I think that there were some moments where we were looking for better, but I think he's responded to those challenges and early indications. I mean, there was a play yesterday where we ran a keeper, dumped the ball off in the flat, and he's running a low cross, and how he transitions to a blocker. I think that says a lot about you as a player. What do you do when you don't have the football? And I think he's early indications are promising.
Matt, when you're talking about balance with Love, are you talking about having your feet on the ground and
Yeah, all of the above. Yeah, absolutely.
It's as you're moving around trying to regain your balance or not throwing off.
That's part of it too. And when you get moved out the spot, can you, if allowed, I mean, if the pocket allows you to, can you set back up abruptly and get back to a balanced position?